Technology is great when it works. Grant, our guest here on the QLZ Green Room, got to go through the fun of clicking a damn link that didn't want to work, but he's here now, and that's all that matters. Grant Kendrick, the vocalist of Through Fire. Welcome, sir. How are you?
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
So I can't explain why the whole world is affected, but I realized actually just this week that our last big rock concert that we had in Springfield was headlined by you guys. Did you bring the pandemic? If you come back around and perform in Springfield, will you eliminate the pandemic?
That's what I'm thinking would happen. Yeah.
I mean, that's all the only thing I can think of. It was you, Saul, and Dead Posey back in December. It was the last big show we had. Great show. Great show. I had no idea at the time. Oh, this will be the last one that we get for at least a year.
Me either. I did get sick on that tour too.
Okay.
Really sick.
It wasn't me. It was one of my coworkers, I promise.
No, yeah. But it was so bad, I was thinking maybe I got it a little early, but no.
So how have you been holding up, obviously, during all of this? Without touring, I'm sure life is upside down right now.
Yeah, it's, I'm kind of, I guess, it's just like one giant funk. It feels like it hasn't ended yet. I actually did get sick with COVID and recovered, but the sickness on that tour was worse than COVID, actually. That tour, I came down with something real nasty on that tour. But and COVID wasn't fun either. But got through that. So.
And thankfully, you've recovered from that. I know Maynard of Tool talked about getting it back in February and still having lung damage so many months later.
Yeah, there's some dragged out symptoms like fatigue and appetite things. But I mean, after about 2 weeks, I felt totally better, and I haven't really regressed. So
that's good. That's good. So, well, glad that you're healthy. Gotta say, the new tune "Doubt." Oh my God, that song is amazing. That song is probably in my top 5 favorite of the year, and it's brand new.
Dude, thank you.
I mean, I've liked all of your stuff. I mean, QLZ's always played your stuff from the beginning, but something about this new track, I think this one's got some legs behind it, man.
Nice, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about that one too, man. It's been my favorite one on the album since we've gotten it finished. I mean, it was hard to pick a favorite, but I always kept saying, for some reason, I keep going to Doubt when I want to listen to things. So, it's awesome to see it get a chance at radio, let everybody else hear it too, and see how they feel about it.
I think that's going to skyrocket. I think that one's going to be a huge song for you. Very happy we jumped on that early on. Hello to Anna, who's watching on Facebook right now. Your comments, questions, reactions, very much welcome. Of course, Grant of Through Fire, such a great band. And I'm sure you get the question all the time of what's the weirdest thing you've had on tour, or the craziest moment. But I actually have a story for you based on that show in December.
Cool. I'm excited about it.
So I want to get your take on this, because you'll probably find it amusing. I don't see why not. So I'm a single guy, and I brought a date to your concert. Now, I was working on behalf of the radio station, doing stage introductions for all of you guys, but I brought a date to the show. All right, cool. Getting to know her. It was a first date, of course. And, rock show, good first date. And she says she doesn't really drink. All right, cool. And she's pounding some tall boys back. She's had 4 or 5 in at some point. I'm like, is this not, I don't drink? I mean, that. Okay. You know what? Some people handle it better than others. I don't know, but she's starting to get a little loose and whatnot. And she's trying to go up to the rail and, dancing up front, right by the stage. And that's cool. But me working, I can't really dive into the pit. And be a part of that. I got to stay off and, meet people and do my job here and there. So I'm like, go have fun, dance with whoever you want to dance with. No big deal. And her and a guy just keep dancing throughout the course of the night. You know what? Hey, that's fine, buddy. You go ahead and get her worked up for me. I'm all right with that. When it comes time to actually introduce you guys on stage, I'm on stage. It's me to coworker Kyle. We're talking about our promotions coming up. Your guys are ready. You know, you're literally side of the stage. And as I'm announcing you, I look towards the crowd, and there she is, my date, literally making out with the guy right in front of me. So here I am trying to do an introduction for you guys, and like his hands down the front of her pants, she's grinding on him. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, if you were just there on your own, single with the girls or something, cool. But like, to disrespect me like that. So like, I just enjoy your show. I ignore her as much as I can. She starts texting me. Why are you ignoring me? Why are you ignoring me? I'm like, you were making out with a dude. No, I wasn't. And so she's denying this. The whole set. While you guys are doing your thing, she's denying the whole thing. And I honestly think that she was so drunk that she honestly did not realize that she actually made out with somebody.
Probably for the girl that doesn't really drink, you know?
Right. Right. And I actually I didn't feel bad. I mean, I didn't go on another date with her or anything, but I'm like, good luck getting home. I don't want to be that guy to leave you hanging, but you ain't going home with me that night. So if nothing else, I'm going to remember this date I had introducing Through Fire.
Wow, dude. Yeah, you'll never, ever forget us, ever. That is always a story.
Now I'm like,
well, thanks for, coming up with an introduction for us in the midst of all that.
I just like double take. I'm like, is that? Yep, that's her. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys are excited to see Through Fire.
She's not. Well, yeah, Alicia. Yeah, tell me about it. So what about you? You ever take a date to a concert?
Oh, man. Yeah, my fiance. We've went to several together.
Okay.
But besides her, not really.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope that works out. So you don't have to ever take a first date to a concert, because it's just.
Well, every time
my friend.
We seem to go to shows, and especially back when I was drinking, we would always find ourselves fighting and stuff. So, and it was like every time we had a show, or even if she came to my shows, and there's always some kind of drama, and it's just like, man, what is the deal with? This just doesn't work. It's like I can do great by myself, together not so much. Yeah. At shows, it was just a thing, but we've gotten better. So
okay, all right, that is good. So what about the concerts that you would go see before you formed Through Fire, became big? Like, what shows stood out to you? Like, what made you want to be a rock star?
Well, man, I kind of wanted to for quite a long time before I saw my first show.
Okay.
But when a show that took me from like having a dream and kind of shaped it a little more was a Slipknot show.
Nice.
In Topeka, Kansas. It was Slipknot and Lamb of God and Shadows Fall. And they basically ripped all of our faces off that night. I was in the front row on the right up on the rail. Me and about 4 of my buddies, we waited like 6 hours in line to get up as close as possible. And I wasn't even a huge Slipknot fan at the time. I was more intrigued about just wanting to see them.
Okay.
And see what it was like. And I liked a few songs, but I wouldn't have called myself a fan at the time. But I walked out of there and I asked my buddies, I was like, so who's your favorite band? And they're like, and I'm like, if it ain't Slipknot, I mean, what did how could you say anything other than Slipknot after witnessing that? And I was just sold on those guys like hardcore for years. But that show really was the coolest show I've ever seen to this day. And I was like, man, I want to be like that guy, like command the stage like that.
Oh yeah, I understand that. For me, it wasn't my first concert, but the big one that really stood out to me was my first time seeing Rob Zombie during the Hellbilly Deluxe tour. Dragula, Living Dead Girl, that album, and all the pyro and the black light stuff and the 12-foot robots, and I'm just like, this is magical.
Oh, dude, for sure. Rob Zombie's definitely like next to that show. Right there with it, if nothing else. I always called him probably the best performance I've ever seen. Rob Zombie.
It's an experience. It's not even just a concert with him. It's
totally big time.
And so, do you remember what your first one was? First concert?
Oh yeah, It was Disturbed.
Okay.
With Taproot and Chevelle and a band called Un Loco opened up. And it was in Lincoln, Nebraska at the Pershing Center.
Okay. All right. That tops my first concert I ever went to.
And yours was?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shell Shocked tour.
Oh, it sounds like it tops mine.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, early 90s, like did the Rockstar thing. They actually like played guitar and everything. Were you even alive for that?
Oh, I loved the Ninja Turtles when I was a kid, man.
Okay.
So huge Turtle fan.
I remember my dad bought me the nunchucks there, and I like hit myself in the head so much. Oh man, it was something else. It was something else.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, now you get to be that guy on stage, given all these memories and whatnot. You know, what's, and this is more of a typical question, but I got to ask it. Who do you want to tour with that you haven't been able to?
I'd love to tour with like Korn or Breaking Benjamin. Right. Or yeah, those first two that popped in my head. I mean, Five Finger Death Punch would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. All great bands. Yeah, all bands. I support that. Go ahead. I say, you know, bring them all together at once.
I should have said Metallica. my drummer, he would be mad if I didn't pick them.
Yeah, I'm sure they have some stories. I'm sure they have some wisdom to bestow.
Yeah.
So when you're creating the new albums and whatnot, when you're creating this new music, are you trying to stick to a more familiar Through Fire sound to, you know, satiate the fan base, or are you looking to expand when you do this stuff? Like, what's that balance between trying something new and being the Through Fire we know and love?
I kind of felt like on All Animal, we kind of tapped into like a little bit of different elements that we hadn't really played with a whole lot before until that album. So I feel like we're always down for growing and trying to experiment and do little different things and stuff like that. But at the same time, Through Fire has its like core elements that I don't think we stray away from, get too far away from anyway.
Sure. Now,
which is mostly songwriting and you know, like lyrical content and melody and all that has to be there, of course, but then you can play with it and, you know, soften it up a little bit vocally or bring the total aggression. Same with guitars and drums and stuff. So.
And is this a process where you know, the whole band really kind of gets to really kind of pull on everything until everybody agrees on something, or you're like, nope, this is what I want?
Actually, no. Our guitar player Justin, he does the writing of the whole entire songs by himself.
Okay.
So, and if we don't like it, we get too bad. no, it's not that bad. No, but he does write everything, and you know, and majority of 99% of everything he writes, I'm in love with.
Okay.
We connect. We got that kind of thing. It's like a special deal there. But if I didn't like something, you know, he's all about hearing what I got to say and stuff like that. So.
Okay. And I was going to ask, because I know that you've had some announced dates for 2021 with Fozzy, and Chris Jericho has been very vocal about the tune Painless and how they created the song, and even he didn't really grasp it, and it took him a few listens to understand why the rest of the band liked it so much. So I was going to ask if you had any of those tracks like that.
When we were doing Breathe on the first album, I recall like being halfway done with recording it, and it finally hit me what the song was like what it was to me. And for me, it's like a prayer, a straight prayer to God from the heart.
Okay.
And I just didn't really catch that until, I don't know. Like I said, it was like almost done recorded, and I was hearing it, and I felt like, oh my God, I know what people are going to feel when they hear this. Yeah. And it just hadn't really hit me until after, you know. It sounded cool to me. We were working on a cool song. I knew it was going to be good, but then it took on a whole new level. So I would say Breathe.
Okay. I mean, I couldn't do what you guys do. I've always looked up to musicians and songwriters to be able to piece everything together and to be able to create something that affects us so personally. I'm not much of a lyricist. And it takes me a few listens to really understand and really like a lot of music. It doesn't say I dislike the songs when I hear them, but just it takes me a little bit. And that's why I actually like Doubt so much, because the first time I heard that, I connected with it. And that for me is rare.
Dude,
I could never do that. I could never do that because I would want to give up like halfway through every single song creation.
Man, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you love it like that. I hope everybody feels that way.
Yeah. So everybody, if you haven't listened to it yet, I'll go ahead. I'm going to put that on our website again, wqlz.com, so everybody can to check that out. But who are you listening to right now?
Who am I listening to right now? Some Deftones new album just came out on my birthday.
Ooh, happy belated.
September 25th. Yeah, thank you. What else? Kind of on the spot there. I don't know, man.
That's all right. That's all right. You know, actually, and I like that.
Smash Into Pieces. Another band I've been digging.
Who was that?
Smash Into Pieces.
Okay. All right.
Digging those dudes.
I got to check those guys out. I think the last couple times I've had one of these QLZ Green Rooms and I've asked that question, I've gotten like, well, right now I'm in a classical kick. Or right now I'm listening to Miley Cyrus. And I'm like, this is not where I expected this to go.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything that weird going on right now, really. So,
yeah, and you know, even if you do, though, that's kind of cool that you could really kind of appreciate all genres of music. Is there anything that you don't get, like country music or something? I don't know.
No, actually, I'm the opposite. I've always said to people when they ask what kind of music do I like, I always say I like good music, although it is subjective.
Right.
I think there's good songs in every single genre, and I think there's terrible songs in every single genre. So I just, between my own taste and opinion on them, I like music in every genre.
Okay. And right now there's a little bit of a kick with the rock world where you got Greta Van Fleet, you have Dirty Honey, and you have a lot of these newer bands with a very classic sound to them. What do you think about that movement?
Part of me, I appreciate it. It's not something that I really saw coming, or you know, it doesn't even completely really make sense to me. But for some reason, it works and it's cool. So I'll just put it that way.
Now, I gotta be honest. I don't believe Greta Van Fleet when they say that when they're recording their music, they never once thought of Led Zeppelin. I don't believe that at all. How do you not hear that in the music?
Their producer did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. And last thing here before we let you go, Grant of Through Fire. So talking about the music and what inspires you, and frankly, here I am. I just brain farted. I'm trying. Like, I had this great question lined up, and I'm like, now I can't think of it.
Oh, well, cool, man. I feel for you. Like, I could be right there in your shoes.
I remember now. A lot of people, and I argue this all the time. People are still fighting that rock is dead. What do you say to that?
Well, it's clearly not dead. But
it's only my brain, not rock. No.
I mean, to what I say to that is, you know, when you think something's gone, just when you think it's over and it's too late, something resurrects and comes back. It's like just keep watching and watch. Rock will be right at the top again.
And I'm perfectly fine
with
that.
But as far as dead, I mean, it's definitely got a pulse. Go to a show. I mean, you'll know for a fact it's not dead.
I mean, it may not be top of the singles charts, but even then,
yeah,
rock needs to be. You know, rock's got that anger and that piss and vinegar behind it. You know, if we're number one on the pop charts,
I know. Yeah, it'll lose that. It's got to be something where people like, where you feel like it's yours, like it's your culture and it belongs to you, and it isn't for everybody.
Yep.
You know, and if they want it, you know, they come into our world.
Absolutely. Happy birthday from Anna to you, and then happy birthday to Anna.
Thank you.
And thank you for interacting, everybody. Grant, if people want to find you online, where can they do so?
Well, they can find us at throughfiremusic.com. You can find me on Facebook by my full name, Grant Joshua Kendrick, although I'm pretty stacked up on spots there. But I'm also on Instagram at tfiregrant.
Okay.
And the band is at T-Fire Music, and we're on Twitter at T-Fire Music. So yeah, come and find us on all those goodies.
I love it. You remember it all. Like you were good with that. That's awesome there. Alicia says, love your music. Love your music. Thank you for talking to us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And come back around. We need that pandemic to end. So come back to Springfield, please.
We'll come back and get rid of it.
Yes. Thank you. Finally, somebody just doing it.